Hello, my friends, and welcome to Video Break, Psalm 37, verse 4. Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. I think we should take this passage of Scripture and place it upon whatever you look at most, because it's so packed filled with promise and encouragement, and it's exactly what I need to hear. But often what happens is we get it flipped. We think, I've heard it taught that, God will give you the desires of your heart. Well, that's true, but there's something about the first part of this passage that I think is very significant. When we're delighting, when we're enjoying, when we love being in the presence of God, when He becomes, when we're delighting ourselves there, that means we're enjoying it. That means we intentionally are in His presence, and we have found great encouragement being there. He's our constant. And so when that happens, God fulfills the desires of our heart. It's not the other way around. It's not that because God has given us what our heart wants, then we take delight in the Lord. It's not that way. Because the delight, does that make sense? Because sometimes I can think, God, why aren't you giving me what I want? Because maybe what I really need, first and foremost, is to delight myself in the Lord. And then He gives me the desire of my heart. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I can't see you, but I'm hoping that it does. Not sitting over here in this self-pity place where I'm talking about me, in this self-pity place where I'm thinking, why isn't God doing what I want God to do? Because I'm looking for my heart contentment to be found in something, first and foremost, other than God. And I've seen so many people try to do this. Well, why isn't God answering my prayer? Why isn't God giving me, what my heart really cries for? Well, maybe it could be because maybe God is going to show you something that maybe only the delight that you're calling out for is only God can provide. Only He can give you in His presence, in your daily communion with Him, in your daily enjoyment with Him. And I can't encourage you enough to find that to be the place that you find you because you found God. You're going to find you when you find God. And then your heart is going to have desires. It will. It's just what happens. But those desires are going to be, maybe you might find them a little bit differently. It might not be, God, the desire of my heart is to have a new, Mercedes convertible. It might look like, God, the desire of my heart is for my heart to be content in you. And only you. That I'll stop running from one idol to the next trying to find that place. So God is calling you and I both into this place where He's saying, I adore being with you, is what God says. I adore it. I love being with you. And right there is where we find a heart that says, oh man, somebody wants me. So I would suggest for me and you both, just to run into His presence and allow His presence to be the source of our greatest contentment. Be blessed, my friend.